Let me tell y'all a little story on this Hallows Eve about the Hallows Eve from my past. Now, this took place a couple years ago. I would say like 5 or 6 years ago. Me and a couple buddies of mine were out trick-or-treating like we do, and as usual we made our way through, starting at the rich neighborhoods. Want to get there first, they've got all the good candy, and then you keep going along and then you make it to the poor neighborhoods. You know, by the end of the night they might not even have any candy, and that's what we found on this particular night. Instead of candy, we got words of wisdom from, well, looking back, a very kind old man who, well, we'd gone up to his door, knocked, right, and when he opened it, first off, we almost fell backwards. We thought he was a decoration. He was old. Okay, he spooked us just from his looks. And not to make fun of his looks or anything, but he was old and gross. But he told us, he wagged his bony little finger at us and said, "Don't go playing down by the woods where the witches live." And the way he said it, we thought he was talking about like whores, like the whores of Babylon, is what you would have thought, the way he spoke about these witches. He said, "Don't ever trust no witch, boys. I tell you, they'll break your heart and turn you to a frog." Little did we know this was foreshadowing. But anyway, we make our way down to the woods, trying to find some hag slag, if you will, see if there were any witches down there who would be willing to give a couple Johnny boys a good time. But that's not what we found. What we found instead was a real, authentic, genuine witch's hut. And the hag that came out is not one I would have slagged, okay? This hag, calling her a cougar, is a disgrace to all felines out there. Let me just say that. But she came out of the hut, wagging her bony finger at us, telling us to get off her land. And when we threw eggs at her house, she retaliated by pointing her wand at my friend Rodney. And in a flash of light, next thing we know, Ronnie's gone, and there's a toad in his place. Now, my first thought is, God damn, this must be some kind of really cool magician. But no, she definitely was a witch, a real witch. She had the hat and everything, pointed nose, all that, the wand, and she chased us after that. She hovered up and flew at us. It was very spooky, cackling all the while. Just imagine that flying at you through the woods while you're carrying what you think is your friend, a little frog, and he's slippery. You're running through the woods with him. You know. Anyway, we made our way out of the woods to the tree line, and I guess there, if I had to guess, she had a curse on her where she couldn't leave the woods. So she hit the edge of the woods like a brick wall, and fell to the ground. We heard a big, you know, I don't know, I think she might have broken her neck and died. I don't know. We didn't go check it out. So we just kept running through with our friend Rodney, and we took the frog, Rodney, we took our friend Rodney back to the old man to see if he could do anything with it. And he did. He took him inside and said, "Come back in 3 days." So we did. Came back in 3 days. 3 days after Halloween. I'm sorry, this isn't a Halloween story anymore. And there was our friend Rodney. Good as new. He said he had been a toad. So I believe in witches now. I guess they're more powerful than the Sasquatch. Based on that, she can turn people into a frog. All I know that the Sasquatch can do is toot and break limbs, tree limbs, and build little huts, and howl. Yeah. But that's my Halloween story. Thank you for listening. I hope it was entertaining enough for you all. Have a good Halloween.